I tried a new feature on my Garmin 1000 GPS cycling computer. I requested a round trip of 50 kilometers. I was looking for an easy ride as I anticipated a pretty hard ride the next day. This is a great feature, but in the actual application it can have some problems. So this is the trip that it took me on, and this is starting out of our neighborhood, very familiar roads for me. It wasn't long before we got to the first cobblestones, and that was the main problem, is so many kilometers of cobblestones on this ride made it less than easy. These were very nice cobblestones, not too rough. The computer then next took me out to Waterloo. This is the Butte de Lyon, the Lion Butte, at the side of the battlefield. Behind the Butte, not so nice road. As you can see, there was light rain on this morning. And then through a small town. Nice surface. Some cars. And then back to the cobblestones, a bit rougher than before. It was very pleasant countryside, including this nice farm compound. Then the roads became progressively worse. This is smoother than cobblestone, but the mud and water not good for my brand new road bike. And then just a little bit ridiculous in terms of road quality for riding a road bike. Bottom line is that for a Garmin GPS, a road is a road. Got even worse at the corner when we add slippery mud to the mix. Here we go. The GPS did find many very nice paths and roads during this 50 kilometers. Very nice. I was happy to ride in the rain. I wanted to practice a little bit downhill in the rain. This was the one corner where I was a little bit concerned that I might lose my traction, but no problem. I've convinced myself that the only way you can find out how fast you can go on wet, slick corners is to crash. Not something I want to do. So I'll keep it slow. car was turning around, but worked out well for me. The trip was from Rixensart, just south of Brussels, down and around through Nivelle. I think this was Nivelle itself. The GPS took me onto a couple roads that were marked as closed, but I continued to follow the GPS. Many Belgian flags flying after the strong showing at the World Cup. And the reason for the road closures was a weekend market, which was right on my course, with a bit more cobblestone. Now I should have followed the road to the left, but I went slightly to the right to the Hotel de Ville, or the city administrative center, which turned out to be a parking lot. By the time I figured out it was a parking lot, I was looking for a shortcut to get back to the road I was supposed to be on. And that road is just 4 feet down over this embankment. So I carefully tested the top of the wall and found it to be very slick wood, but then I tried to go over anyway. A little slip there. And down with the bike. And a little walking on my bike ride to get back to the street. And there we go, back on course. Another stretch of cobblestone, a very long stretch actually. Not too bad though. An alternative with asphalt on either side of the cobblestone, much faster, smoother. And asphalt on just one side. Now at this point I had stopped my bike. I had gone over some very, very rough cobbles. My GoPro camera was pointing down. I left it there. My bike was just bouncing all over the place. The Garmin was changing pages. It asked me if I wanted to stop my ride, and I hadn't touched any buttons, but I was ready to stop. And this was very slick and muddy cobbles here, and my bike just about went down. I'm going very, very slowly. And there you saw I put my foot down to keep from going down. that was the worst of it. And on we go. These cows on the right seemed quite entertained by my adventures. It's a very wide-angle lens. They're actually quite close, just a few feet from the road. And back onto asphalt in a nice road. At this point, I had had enough cobblestones. If the computer took me on to more, I was going to refuse and find another way home, but it did not, and so it was a fairly quick and straight shot back home. Otigny, a village close to Rixensart, and this is the main road outside of our neighborhood. And taking the left back into our neighborhood. So I hope you enjoyed the rainy day ride with me. I did enjoy it, although it was a bit bone-jarring, even with a Trek Domani bicycle designed for cobblestones. Thanks, take care.